The Mutter Museum. It is a museum filled with medical anomalies and photographs of such Chinese fingernails. As a symbol of high social standing, high members of the Chinese aristocracy would often grow their fingernails to an excessive length. This was perhaps, like foot binding, a sign that they need not have functional use of their hands for work. Giant. This is the skeleton of John Austin, 1890 to 1938, who was employed in the circus as a sideshow freak. John was 7 and 1/23, 214 centimeters, tall. Due to his height, he was also used in Hollywood movies. Triple amputee. The 32-year-old man pictured here had his legs and one arms crushed by a railroad car which was transporting building materials. He had to have all 3 limbs amputated. His was the second successful triple amputation in the United States. Widow Sunday. This is a wax model of Madame Dimanche, Widow Sunday, who had a 9.8-inch horn on her head. It took 6 years to grow to that length. It was removed successfully by a famed French surgeon. Foot deformity. The deformed feet above are the result of a birth defect. These can occur, not just in the feet, but on the hands also. These deformities were often attributed to germ or sperm. Blanche Dumas. Long-time readers will have heard of Blanche Dumas. She is featured on the list of bizarre relationships for having sex with a man with 3 legs and 2 penises, Juan Baptista dos Santos. Rather convenient for her as she had 3 legs and 2 vaginas, and 4 breasts too. This is the first time we have featured a photograph of Blanche taken from the rear. Enlarged bosom. This rather unfortunate woman suffered from bilateral hypertrophy of both breasts. Amazingly, she survived an operation to remove them both. After removal, the left breast weighed 17 pounds, and the right weighed 43 pounds. Elephantiasis. The man above, suffering from elephantiasis, was so distressed by his condition that he begged for amputation. Instead, an experimental surgery was performed on him which successfully removed much of the excess tissue. Unfortunately, however, he died 5 months later. Neurofibromatosis. This man suffered from von Recklinghausen's disease, also known as neurofibromatosis. It is a genetic disorder in which your nerves grow tumors. If one of parents suffers from this illness, you have a 50% chance of inheriting it. Cyclopia is a rare birth defect in which the body is unable to properly separate the 2 eye sockets, so they remain merged as one. The majority of babies suffering this disease are stillborn, but if they survive, it is not usually for more than a few hours.